long. Can you see it out in the distance? Now once you cross that lake, you're on the North Shore. There's 4 cities: Mandeville, Madisonville, Covington, Abita Springs. More tall pine trees, more of a forest on the North Shore. There's your boathouses to the right, the Southern Yacht Club, and this is the Coast Guard Lighthouse, Landry Seafood Restaurant, and behind that you got West End Marina. There's also a park, West End Park. This is Lake Shore Drive. So you can see it, this is a little bit different than Bourbon Street. Oh, I don't know. It doesn't compare to Michigan and Erie and Superior and all those. I don't even know how big Lake Tahoe is, but this it's about 663 miles, which is a big lake to us because only 180 square miles is dry land in New Orleans, and we're surrounded by water. So this is almost 3 times the size of New Orleans, even though part of that lake is part of the city. Now, the owner of the Saints football team that lost their 4th game last night, you know, the guy's been kicking field goals since he's in high school, and he gets his big chance to win this game. He can't do it, and he blames the holder. Look at this. Anyhow, look at the little boat here. Well, that's owned by Tom Benson, the owner of the Saints football team. Now, can you see the name of the yacht? Lady Gail Marie. Guess who that is? Yeah, that's right. So now you know who the captain of that yacht is. Yeah. I'm gonna show you where their home is later on. I can't show you the home, but I'll show you where it is. He owns the New Orleans Saints football team. He made his money in the car dealerships, and he owns the New Orleans Hornets basketball team. And then in downtown New Orleans, right next to the Superdome, there's a tower called the Benson Tower. So guess who owns that? Tom Benson. And then he owns that yacht, and then I'll show you where his home is located. But boy, we just can't win a game without Sean Payton. Oh, brother. It's aggravated, you know?
It was okay for a Packers fan.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Anyhow, these are the condos. Oh, that's why we like people that are football fans. That's why they like it, because it's just so unpredictable, you know. And then, I wanted to show you this area. It's a beautiful part of the city. This is pretty much high ground right here. And again, you ever heard of the singer, songwriter, actor, piano player? His name's Harry Connick Jr. Yes. Okay, well, he grew up in the same neighborhood. In fact, his dad was DA for 29 years in New Orleans. He was district attorney for almost 30 years in New Orleans. Harry Connick Sr. Yeah. Right. Well, we talked about Marie Laveau a little bit. She lived at 1020 St. Anne Street outside of the French Quarter for about 50 years, and she would come up on that lake with her 12-foot pet python snake named Zombie and carry on voodoo rituals on Saturday nights. Even pirates like Jean Lafitte, you'll see Lafitte's blacksmith shop on Bourbon Street. His hideout was across the river in Barataria Bay, but he also used the lake, him and his cohorts, and also the bayou to conduct business, him and his brother. This on the left is an underground bunker. Some call it a fallout shelter. That was on the left. That was built during World War II. And get this, it was built during World War II to hold up to 200 Louisiana politicians in case of a man-made or natural disaster. People said, yeah, if you put 200 Louisiana politicians inside there at the same time, it would be a man-made disaster. And then on the left-hand side, can y'all see this Celtic cross on the left? on the left. The reason why that cross is there is because this grass area at one time was a canal called New Basin Canal. And the canal was dug in the 1830s with wheelbarrows and shovels by the Irish immigrants. Well, it took them 6 years to complete this canal from the lake to the river. However, in that 6-year period, 8,000 died of yellow fever. And this canal over the years was shallow. It became obsolete. It was filled in 1968. On the Saints uniform, maybe jewelry, you'll see jewelry and maybe flags and jerseys and other garments with the fleur de lis on it. That means flower of the lily. And that flower was chosen by the French royalty. You might see the Mardi Gras colors, which are purple, gold, and green. Purple stands for justice, the gold stands for power, and the green for faith. Mardi Gras means Fat Tuesday. It's always the last day of the Carnival Festival. And Carnival is a festival of merriment that always begins January 6th. Now you might hear some people call that 12th night. The reason why it's 12 days after December 25th, Christmas Day. So every year, January 6th, the festival of merriment called Carnival begins. And that's when the bakeries like Randazzo's, Gambino's, and Maurice, they bake our delicious king cakes, which are pretty much cinnamon. They've got the icing and some have the filling. And then also during Carnival, that's when the private club, which is called a crew, like Endymion, Bacchus, Rex, and Zulu, they have their parades, their balls, their parties. And so anytime, Mardi Gras is the last day of Carnival, but also another way to figure when Mardi Gras Day is going to be, any next year calendar you get, usually look in February, sometimes March, but always